Hello and welcome to another edition of Metal Detecting with Lugnut. I went door knocking the other day, and before I go into that story, let me just give you a little bit on how I do door knocking. I had some business cards made up. One of the big box office stores has a special periodically, 500 cards for 10 bucks. Now I'm a designer, so I designed my own card, but for 10 bucks, that's a lot of cards, and they're very handy, makes you look legitimate. When I say hi to the people, give them my name. If they don't say no right away after I tell them what I'm doing, which is not-for-profit, yard-friendly detecting, I offer to find anything that they may have lost. And then I also offer that if I find anything that they want, they're welcome to have it. Most people figure that I went to the effort to find it. I've only given away a couple things that somebody wanted. So that's not usually a huge risk. Unless, of course, you find, everybody jokes about the jar of gold coins that you have to split with them, and that's always funny. But anyway, I went out door knocking, and the first door I knocked on was next to a decrepit old place that I have driven past a number of times. And the lady answered the door. She said that the house belonged to a gentleman who lived down the road and directed me to his place. I went down there, nobody answered, and I went across the street to knock on another door, but before I could get there, one of the cars from the driveway from that first house I knocked on pulled into the driveway, and it was the husband of the lady who I'd spoken to, and he asked me to come back to their yard and help them find something that they had lost in the woods next to the house. So my clips that I shot there, we'll pick it up from here. I really didn't expect to do anything that day. It was already 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and light was going fast. So enjoy this episode. See you at the first target. Okay, I've got a signal here, 84 to 81. Let's flip this out. Not too much of a mess. Haven't seen anything yet. Aha! That's a rosy, and I believe it's shiny. Let me clean this puppy up. I'll be right back. You can see out here I've been rooting around. Was doing a favor for these nice folks, trying to find something that they lost out here, and unfortunately I did not have any success, because it turns out that this is a dumping ground. And here's the kind of stuff I did find. Concrete and lots of old metal and fence posts and junk like that. So I wasn't having any luck. And so they said I could go ahead and hunt the yard. Now their house is not old, but there was an old house here before. So I started putzing around the trees, and here's what I've found so far. Let's put them on this pipe. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pennies, 2 of which are copper memorials. The other 3 are wheats, And then you just watched me dig the 1958 Roosevelt. So we got a silver. That's sweet. D mint mark, I think that is. So let's go see what else is in this yard. Okay, right here is where I pulled the Rosie. Got another signal right next to it. Got another wheat. I can't see it too well yet, but it's a wheat. We'll get dates on them later. So I got a little spill. I mean, they're literally 3 inches apart. Same depth. There was an old tree here next to this planter. You can see where the stump and the roots are coming out from it. Trees are always good to hunt under. I made my way from this hot spot where I started over to that tree. I can't go on the other side of the tree, that's someone else's property. I just worked my way back and forth, found a couple memorials, and working my way back because I'm going to head home. And like a good detectorist, I'm putzing and swinging as I go. Here's my bag and that pile of stuff. And here is a signal, 7980. So I'm thinking, you know, I've been digging wheats and copper memorials. Here's a copper memorial. There actually is one. I just flipped this up. There actually is one down there in the hole. You can see it. But there's something else here. Look up here. There's a reeded edge. What do we have here? Oh my goodness. We have another Rosie. A spill. Rosie. Where's the wheat? There it is. Got it zoomed in too tight. Let me clean these up. Check to see if there's any more. So we got 2. Okay. Be right back. Well, there you go. Wheat. And it's a 46. First year Roosevelt. Awesome. 2 silver day. Gotta love that. Alright, well, I'm getting ready to pack up. So this is going to be it. See you at the roundup. Well, I just couldn't go off and leave a hot spot like this undouble checked. So I still had daylight. So I'm still swinging actually. And I found 2 more wheats. Here's another one. Look at the imprint. That's so awesome. They're hitting exactly 80-81. So I may swing a little bit more just to make sure I got everything. Next target. Here's the wrap up for this hunt. Let's start with the trash I found while looking for the items that the folks at the house asked me to look for out in the woods next to their place, which again I was unable to find because I think they had been found by somebody else and absconded with. When this is also why there was hard to find anything, because there were lots of signals, and this is just the stuff I pulled out. Then when I was out in the yard, there really wasn't much trash compared to what we're going to see next. A wing nut, washer, and something, and I hate these things. They sound so great. But the highlight of this unexpected hunt was this. I mean, when I was being described the possible location of the thing that the folks wanted me to look for, we were literally standing on a pile of coins. And that's the 46 and 53. I'm going to clean those up a little more later. A dozen wheats and 5 copper Lincolns. No clad, no zinkins, in an hour and a half, which works out to be about a coin every 4.7 minutes. And that's about as hot a spot as I've ever stood on, considering that it was only about 25 feet by 20 feet, which is where all these coins came from. So that was an unexpected pleasurable hunt on a day that I thought I was going to end up, walking home with nothing. So thanks for joining me. Please come back and we'll go again hunting for what's under the grass. Bye for now.